Am I audible? I hope, right? Okay, so thank you so much for the introduction, and I have to share my screen, right? Yeah. So today I will be talking to you about automating the boring activities using Python and how you can possibly do that. So, not moving. Maybe it does. Okay. First, let's maybe have a quick look at the agenda that we have planned for today. So first I'll explain what Python automation is, followed by giving you an overview of the different automation examples or use cases in IT. And then we'll look at some sample automation use cases, which could be good pet projects for you. And afterwards, we can look at some of the popular Python tools with which you can automate your stuff. And in the end, I will demonstrate a use case. And if everything goes well, then we'll also have a live demo of the same. So yeah, are you ready? Then let's begin. So first question is, what is automation, or what is automation specifically in Python? Because you know what, we are today at PyCon. I found this definition of automation on some IBM website, and I find it extremely complicated to understand. So I tried to simplify it as following. It's basically a set of repeated processes that need to be automated, because that's what we are doing. And it also improves the productivity and efficiency of the people and the processes at the same time. And lastly, it minimizes human errors. So obviously, if you can automate some stuff, then the probability of you running into errors or human errors that could have been possible if it would be done by a human, they are significantly reduced. So let's have a look at the IT automation that is available. The first one is for content management. The content management solutions, they capture, they store, activate, analyze, and automate all the business content that is available. And I mean, any sort of content that you have and you would like to automate that, because you know that content is not, it's just there and you need to do something about it, go for some content management automation. Document processing, I mean, people in Germany, if you are there, you should know that you probably need a lot of automation in that area. So just saying, you know, so basically it involves a lot of like combining artificial intelligence and also Python maybe, and deep learning to basically, you know, automate the whole process of managing and maintaining and automating your documents, followed by document management, which is similar. So yeah, basically like an automated workflow for keeping track of all your documents. And coming to the next one is obviously workflow automation, which uses solutions like rule-based solutions and logics to perform some task with limited or no human interaction. Decision management, sometimes we need to take some decisions which are better taken when they are automated, and in that cases they also probably reduce some biases and stuff, so it's easier when you also use some sort of automation to manage your decisions, or like to ease the process of decision making. Last but not the least is the process mapping, which the process mapping solutions can improve the operations by identifying different bottlenecks and enabling the cross-organizational collaboration. So some Python automation use cases. We talked about a lot of things. I read from my notes a bit. So yeah, let's look into the actual real-life use cases. One thing would be to automate using like all your social media activities. For example, one thing that I would also like to do at some point as a pet project is that, so I write blogs on Medium, and I'm very lazy to promote them. Like sometimes I feel like, okay, I've put in so much effort to generate the content, and now I don't have the energy to write a very fancy, you know, catchy post to attract my audience. But even if I don't do that, that means my blog is not going to get any attention. So what I could do is possibly automate this whole thing, like have a script that is going to go to my Twitter account, go to my Instagram, go to whatever, like social media that I would like to use, and then just write a post for me. That's my pet project that I have it in line, so just sharing with you. So you can totally automate any sort of social media posts, email marketing campaigns, and everything. Next is browser automation tools. So, for example, website scraping, Selenium, and Beautiful Soup, they are very popular. And here I have actually used two famous websites. You must be wondering why. So the first one belongs to mundane. So I'm from Germany, or I'm living in Germany. So there we have this problem that we have to take an appointment for any sort of administrative thing. So for example, you want to register yourself in the city, you need an appointment. You want to register your driving license, you need an appointment. And it's very, very difficult to find an appointment unless you check every 15 minutes. That's very boring and not something that as a PyCon enthusiast I would like to do. Hence, I wrote a bot that would do it for me. So you can scrape the websites of anyone using Selenium or Beautiful Soup. Even I, during my master thesis, I actually scraped booking.com to get some data from there. So, you know, you can totally do that. Yeah, I hope I don't end up in trouble after this, but yeah. Then another like very famous use case is obviously any sort of data analysis and report generations that you can do using Pandas, PySpark, NumPy, depending on your specific use case. You can also automate different accounting tasks using PyAutoGUI and PDF2 and so on. So that's also possible. Obviously, there are things like the chatbots and voice assistants like Alexa, Siri, and so on. Now, coming to some popular automation tools, if you're looking for browser automation, so obviously these are in Python, you can look into Selenium, which supports, like, Selenium in one word is awesome. I use it for any sort of browser automation activities. You can also use Beautiful Soup, so to convert the whole thing into HTML and HTML dump. If you are looking for some testing tools, then you have PyTest. And if you are looking for stress testing your applications, then you have Locust. So these are just examples. Obviously, there are millions of other tools which are available and may be suitable for your particular use case. For other like activities, you can look into the Mac Automator. I found this really cool for Mac users. For the Windows users, you can look into this Microsoft Power Automate. And otherwise, for the Unix users, you have the lovely cron jobs. I am a big fan of the cron jobs though. And so yeah, and let's look into our use case. You may have read it from the website that we are, like, no one likes to send 200 emails. So I would like to build some sort of thing. Okay, I couldn't come up with a better GIF, but anyway, sending automated emails regularly using Python. So for example, you have to send some emails, like this idea came to me. So when I was organizing an event, we had around 50 participants, and then afterwards, after the event, we wanted to, or we were required to send each participant a personalized certificate for their performance, or like, you know, like a thank you email with their certificate. And I was like, okay, I can do it manually, but it's going to take me forever. It's easier for me to write a script that's going to do it. I mean, I can have the list of the participants in an Excel sheet or some, you know, CSV file, and just map it from there and then send out the 50 emails in 5 minutes. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm going to show you a glimpse of that, how you can do it here. So there are three components that I kind of identified in this particular use case. So you have the first, the automation component, then you have the repetition component, and finally you have the notification that, okay, the email has been sent, and it, you receive the thing that, okay, that the task has been done automatically, and then you do the task multiple times. That is the repetition step, and in the end you get a notification that it has been done successfully or failed. So this is very important, and this is how I have segregated this particular use case. But today we'll just focus on the automation part because that's the code. So here you can find a Colab implementation. I hope the QR code will work. But yeah, we will also see it. The prerequisites is basically a Gmail account because we are going to use the Gmail account to send send emails to someone who you like. A Gmail account, and you should have the two-factor authentication enabled. So that will let you generate an app password for Gmail, and be careful to note down the app password because it's only going to be shown once, and also make sure that you do not share this app password with anyone else. Yeah, you can store all these app passwords, like talking about the implementation, you can store all these app password along with the other sender details and the sender emails and name and etc. Very securely in some config file and try to read it from there. So yeah, and obviously we will need Python 3.0 because we are at PyCon and PyCon 2.0 is deprecated. So yeah, then let's have a look at the packages we are going to use for it. So since it involves like opening of a session and then sending emails, so obviously we will need SMTP lib, I guess. That's how it's pronounced. And then we will need the Python email package with which we are going to compose our email and then send it out. A very quick overview of the code, but I will show you a demo afterwards. So first here we just create an instance of the MIME multipart, and then we define our email headers. Who do we want to send it to, from where, to, subject, the regular things. And then you attach the mail body as HTML, and you also attach any document or any attachment that you might want to attach. You open it and then you attach it. So, and then you create an instance of the MIME base application. You encode them, you add the payloads and you encode them. So these are like very generic things that you need to do. Yeah, and then you attach the file name and also the headers, set the headers, very important. Lastly, you attach all the payload, the instance P to the instance message from this email, and you can convert it to string. Don't ask me why, because I saw that it works that way, so we use it that way. Yeah, and then basically you open a session with Gmail, and the port that is being used for Gmail is 587, so we use that. We start the TLS session, so which is basically enabling the security things, and then we try to log in with your sender email and the app password that was generated earlier. Next is basically nothing but just send the email with all the attachments and whatever you had, and you quit your session. Let's have a look at the live demo, because exactly what could possibly go wrong. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not walking you through the code because we already did that, and if everything goes well, which doesn't look like it. Wait, looks very different on the screen. I I don't know why, but it should. Okay, so yeah, right. So before we proceed, I would need a volunteer to volunteer and give me or share with us their email. Sure. Okay, I will. So that would be great. Yeah, so you have to write your first name and last name because it will be an email address to you, hopefully.
Oh wait, so write my first name and last name first?
Yeah, you can also do whatever. I just need a valid email.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I'm not sure if the cell is actually running.
Oh yeah, let's do that first.
Yeah. Okay, now you can. Okay. Email.
It's a secret, guys.
Okay, valid email, and then so you have the recipient information, and then okay, this thing got a bit weird, but it's okay. It's some documentation that I did, and now let's see if this works. Oh yeah, thanks very much. I actually can't read it, so let's see if it. Please let us know if you got an email. Not sure. It looks very weird actually. On the screen. Okay, now you have to send the email. Oh yeah, it says that we have sent something, so you should read. Oh, you got it? Oh! So, yeah, and then, I mean, you can just say that you got it, and then you can celebrate it. So that basically was the thing. So you can find this code, like this is all shared with you. So yeah, the live demo seems to have worked. That's an achievement for me. Okay, so maybe we can do a quick recap of the thing, and I have shared all the resources and everything with you, so I will share them already. Don't worry about it, including this Colab. So yeah, we learned that Python is capable of easily automating all the boring tasks that you can ever possibly do. So that's awesome. Plenty of automation tools are available for Python, so I mean just go ahead and first figure out what your use case is, and then maybe look into how you can possibly solve them, and I'm pretty sure there will be a million Python packages, or at least one, not a million, available for your specific use case. And last but not the least, Python is awesome. So yeah, with this I come to the end of my presentation. I have summarized all the resources as I mentioned before, including the link to the Google Colab and also my blog and everything under this QR code. So feel free to scan it, and yeah, and I'm happy to connect with you. So looking forward to your questions now.
Thank you.